Welcome back to Smiley Said It. On today's episode, I'm going to be talking about male centered women and how they're fucking dangerous. Don't be a pick me. Don't be that woman that doesn't know how to act when she gets a man in her life. Don't be that woman that doesn't know how to navigate splitting her time between friends, business, family, and her romantic relationships. There's a way that you can go about things. Pick-me's need to learn how to respect the boundaries of their female friendships when it comes to getting in relationship with a man. Just because you like him don't mean I fuck with him. Because a woman decides to marry a man, talk about it. Bring it up. Respect your friend's time. Respect your friend's boundaries and expectations that they have of you. Because I don't know why people think romantic relationships are more important than platonic when we see the divorce rates, when we see how people show up in these so-called romantic relationships under the guise of love, because everyone has a different definition of love. And a real friend is going to be like, yeah, that person's not for you. I don't think that person really deserves you. I don't think you should be entertaining this person. Not all the time, but a lot of the time. Like, being friends with a pick-me is the worst, which is why I would never be friends with a pick-me. I can't do that shit. It's not for me.
A lot of the women who are the most male-centered, they tend to have this outlook that doesn't necessarily hold up in the real world. And what I mean by that is they tend to think that if they're just really, really nice and over available and way too helpful, they will somehow be rewarded with a man who is going to reflect all of that kindness. And part of that reward will be them being eternally loved, eternally accepted, and forever understood. Where have you seen that happen? When you look around you and you observe the women who have been the most male-centered, especially the aunties, where have you seen them get their reward that they thought they were going to reap?
I'm friends with women that are married or in a relationship with a man, but they're not pick-me's. You can be in a healthy romantic relationship without being a pick-me. You literally can. It's possible. I promise. I've been in romantic relationships, but when I was with my homegirls, sometimes, I would bring up the drama that I was going through with some of my exes, but it wasn't like the actual conversation every time we met up. Sometimes my friends would be like, you haven't mentioned anything about your partner. Is everything good? I'm like, yeah, everything's good. That's why I'm not saying anything. If everything is good, what is there to talk about? Let's get together. Let's talk about what the fuck we got going on. What new business adventures you have going on? What art piece are you working on now? What country you want to travel to next? Like, are we planning this? Do you want a homegirl to come with you? Like, how we doing this? What's our budget? Pick-me's don't have shit going on. They don't. You can't have nothing going on. You're a pick-me. A pick-me will tell you how to dress in front of their partner. Pick-me will say, oh, you can't wear that, or try to adjust what the hell you got going on with your clothing because they're intimidated by the idea that their man might be attracted to you. If you're insecure, please do not be around me because I'm going to laugh in your face. I'm literally going to laugh in your face. I'm going to be disrespectful. If you're insecure about your partner being around me, even if I'm looking like this or not, or have very minimal clothing on, do not be around me because I'm not altering myself for your insecurities around your man. I'm not altering how I talk, how I look, what I do, how I dance. I'm not changing shit about myself just because you feel some type of way about it around your man. I had to stop being friends with certain girls because they literally felt some type of way if I had like a short skirt on, and say if like we were riding together and their man was there, she would try to like pull my skirt down and stuff like that. Like, don't touch me. My skirt is at the length that I want it to be at. Don't try to push it down because your man is here. I have banging legs. Banging legs. And they will be shown in front of your man, in front of her man, in front of your man. Because guess what? Beautiful people exist outside of you, sweetheart. Beautiful women exist outside of you in your relationship. And he's going to look. And if he's looking at my legs, you don't come over to me telling me, cover up. Tell him to stop looking. I guess. Like, that's your business. You ain't gonna correct my fashions over here because he's looking at my legs because you want to be a pick me. Don't be mad at me. me. As a woman, you don't want to be around women that their whole life, like their whole identity is their relationship or a man. We live in a patriarchy, sweetheart. I don't know if you knew that, but your man will be okay without you having to brag on him all the fucking time. Like, I promise you, he probably wants to be left alone for a little bit. I can tell why he wants to go on that trip with his friends and his homeboys. My man, my man, my man, my man, my man.
Yeah, my man, my man, my man. Bitch, your man left you for dead, hoe.
Girl, like nobody cares. A pick me woman will lean into the patriarchal, misogynistic role, you know, like she's going to play that part. The patriarchy needs that. Women that vote far right, women that wants to conserve a time where women didn't have rights. You know, she needs the whole gender roles to be in full effect. She needs a man to be the provider, the protector, and this image of a Hercules, basically.
From that day forward, our boy Hercules could do no wrong. He was so hot.
A pygmy will compromise herself. She will sacrifice her entire existence if it calls. If it comes down to move across the country for a man, she will do it. She will be in the comments section on Instagram, Twitter, aka X, Facebook, YouTube comment section swinging. She's going to put her cape on. She's going to twirl around in the booth like Superman me. She's going to be a Superman me. And she's going to make sure that she comes to the rescue of defending men by all cause, by all means necessary. My favorite part is when there are men in the comment section where they see a pygmy and they like don't fall for it. And they're like, as a man, you sound crazy. A lot of pygmies think every man is going to be on their side when it comes to like political conversations. And that's not the case. There are some men that don't agree with the whole ideologies of a woman being a pygmy where she puts herself last. There are actual men that don't like women who put themselves last over a man. Respectable men, that is. Those type of men don't like pygmies. We will always have pygmies as long as we have a patriarchy. You know, like we're always going to have women that don't know any better. You know, that believe their entire existence in their anatomy between their legs is what drives them to be this necessary force to be with a man. But a lot of pygmies learn the hard way. I'm not talking about women that actually are in relationships with men that are healthy, everyday type of shit. There's a certain type of woman that is actually dangerous no more than a man is. You know, there are women that hold misogynistic ideologies and there are women that hold on to perpetrating the patriarchy as a matter of fact way of living. As women, it's a more harder thing to navigate. When you're a woman and you're trying to become friends with another woman that is so hell-bent on creating this fantasy that she's going to have her Prince Charming, the white picket fence marriage, you know, 250 guests. They literally have this thing in their heads of like who men are, what their purpose is when it comes to being in a relationship with a man. So as a woman like myself, I don't care. The only thing they have to offer in a conversation is talking about men. Women that talk about relationships and the patriarchy and misogyny and sexism, their focus is not men alone. It's the actual repercussion of dealing with men and what can happen when you're dealing with men in a patriarchy, whether it's political, social, religion. We do have to talk about this shit. And I think having women that are detractors, where they are agents of chaos. You know, the women that get in the comment sections and being like, it's not all men. It's about the men that you pick and choose. My man, my man, my man. My man doesn't do this. He doesn't do that. I don't know what y'all talking about. I don't know what men y'all are dating. I've never had to deal with men like that. My brothers, my fathers, and my uncles don't do that. So why the fuck are y'all talking about men that do that? Why are y'all talking about men? Men, men, men. Like, why are y'all talking about men? Yeah, those are the pygmies I'm talking about. Women that are so desperate to be the center of a man's world are dangerous because they will give up everything about themselves in order to be validated by a male. Being friends with a pygmy is dangerous because a lot of times she's going to assume that you want her man. She's going to assume that her man wants you. Even if he's giving a compliment to you, she might look at him being like, well, why are you giving her a compliment? I'm your woman. Don't be giving no other females no compliments. Like, what are you doing? I'm the only person that's important in your life. Why are you not looking at me? Am I not important to you? The average man is not going to care about looking at a pick me because that's easy prey. They're the type of woman that will say, I will do anything for a man. I will feed him. I will clean for him. I'll shut my mouth up. I won't argue with him. I'm not combative. I won't give my opinion on anything that he doesn't like because I'm the woman. I'm the queen of the house. And guess what he's going to do? Cheat on you. Why wouldn't he? Nobody likes a mammy. Nobody likes a woman that lays herself bare for a man and neglects herself in the process. Nobody respects a woman like that. Not a man or a woman. You're outcast immediately the moment that you prop up a man above yourself and above your children. Woman that takes the word of a man over her children's word, no good. Pick-me's will try to ruin your light. They will try to dim it. If you are a strong, independent woman who knows who she is, that's self-validated, doesn't need the validation of anyone else, and she knows what she wants and she sticks to it, she's going to be a problem for pick-me's because pick-me's can't understand how there are women who don't actually want what they want. Pick-me's are desperate. They need the actual external validation. That's why they're called pick-me's. They want to be picked. They don't actually have the tools or the personality, the funk to walk into a room and assert themselves and assert their dominance. Let people come to them and let men approach them because they're that chick, they're that woman that men will want to get to know. But because she's desperate and doesn't possess the actual attitude of an independent woman, she's going to be looked at as being frail. She's going to be looked at as being fragile and easy to manipulate. And they are. Pick-me's are easy to manipulate because all they care about is being picked. They don't care about the actual substance of the man. As long as it's a man, that's all that matters. And they're going to actually fight any other woman over a man, even if he's a dusty. You know what I'm saying? Like, she's not going to fight for a quality man, because quality men don't want women that are desperate on average. A decent man doesn't want a codependent type of woman. It doesn't make sense to. A pick-me will leave her friends at a nightclub by herself just so that she can leave the nightclub with another man and get some, if you get what I mean. Like, she's going to literally leave her friend that she came to the club with and abandon her friend to be vulnerable at the club alone because she wants to get some. She's going to put her friend in a vulnerable position. I've been there before. I've been to a nightclub where I went with a friend and she had her girlfriends come along, and by the end of the night, when it was time to close shop and leave, she was nowhere to be found. She was off alone with another man, but not because, she's getting to know someone, which is cool. You're a grown adult. You can do whatever you want. But when you don't check in, being like, hey, I'm leaving. Or, hey, do you have a way out? Do you have cab fare? Do you have, Uber fare? Whatever. Like, are you getting home safe? Like, are you cool? Yeah, that's a whole different story. We check in with each other. It's dangerous at night after the nightclub shuts down. It can be very dangerous. As women, we all know that, or I hope we know that. We're able to be like, okay, I like this guy. I might hook up with him after the club, but I just want to know, are you okay? Because I'm about to leave with him and not with you. That's it. Let me know where y'all going, and please tell me when you get there and when you're leaving. That way I know you're safe. It's all about checking in. Woman to woman, it's all about checking in. It's not about you can't do whatever the hell you want to do. Girl, I don't care if you spread your legs to the moon. Like, girl, that's fine. What's his name? What are we doing here? When pick-me's ask you for advice on dating tips or on the man that they're seeing at the moment, even if they're married, and they come to you complaining about their situations, and you're just kind of like, I'm a good ear to listen to. I'm going to give you some good feedback. If you don't take the advice that I give you, what am I wasting my time on? Like, you're in a toxic situation, you assume that I'm going to somehow change or alter your relationship for yourself. Like, I can't do that. I'm not the one that's in a relationship. You are. So you have to do something about it. Like, pygmies will complain and complain and complain about their partnership that they have with someone, but don't do anything about it. They will not leave at all. And you're just like, okay, I'm tired of hearing about it. It doesn't make me a bad friend to be like, I can't do this anymore. I can't keep listening to you talk about your problems with your relationship because you clearly don't want to change it. So I'm just going to be like, hey, don't talk about it anymore unless you're going to leave. Pygmies do not want you to break up their fantasy. They literally live in a fantasy. This is not how men operate. This is not how men show up in relationships on average. You over here trying to validate your existence through a man is the most corniest shit ever.
I find that male-centered women make me incredibly uncomfortable to be around. And the discomfort comes from being hyper aware of just how ready they are to jump ship for male validation.
I don't understand women that choose to spend their lives chasing a quote unquote relationship or marriage. That may not happen. It may not happen. Then what? What are you going to do? Are you not valuable anymore? Do you even know how, if your plans fall short, do you know how to pick your pieces up and then apply it to yourself to become a better woman? Like, do you know that if you don't get the husband that you dream of, you can actually be the dream person for yourself? Like, you can actually be that person that you dream of walking down the aisle with. The same way that Maya did, the singer, she had her own little wedding. Maya has been celibate for about 7 years, she said. I get it. I get it, girl. I get it. Pygmies will choose a man over their own children. They will literally choose to believe a man over their own children. They will even move a man into their homes where their children live. Unfortunately, there are people that have done terrible, disgusting things to children because a woman moved a man into her home. It gets worse. There are women that believe a man over her children. There are little girls and little boys that will tell their mother, hey, he touched me in an inappropriate way. And she's like, you just want my man. You just want him to yourself. Have y'all seen the movie Precious? This is a stranger that these women be bringing into their homes because they want the perfect picture of a family. But this man is a monster. And you believe him over your own children. That's how desperate pygmies can become. The last job that I worked at, I actually stopped being friends with someone because she was a pygmy. It's crazy because, like, whatever you do in your personal life or in your relationships is your business. But when all you have to offer is talking about how you desire to be a wife or a mother or any of that, it's cool for a little bit, and then it becomes annoying because it's like, do you have hobbies? Like, do you have anything else going on in your life? That's your actual existence, is a man, like dating and romance. And most pygmies don't have a relationship with themselves. They don't have an actual grounding foundation of who they are as an individual. Their personality is through a man, propping men up on a pedestal where they feel their only validation is from a man's gaze. And unfortunately, a lot of women will lose their sisterhood in their communities by putting a man as a priority, whether it's getting married or not. I've lost friends because they were pygmies or male-centered. Some of them I've lost because I literally had to physically fight a man off of them because they didn't tell me that they were an abusive domestic situation. They brought me around their violent partner and I had to fend them off. My life was at risk. That's what I mean. Like, how pygmies can be dangerous is they will set their girlfriends up over a man. They will literally have their female friends get taken off this planet because they confide in their friends about their abuse. And I'm just saying, like, the troubles of a pygmy is a friend can be like, hey, you really can do better. You should leave him. I don't know why you took him back after he cheated on you. I don't know why you took him back after he lied. You caught him in some financial situations that doesn't benefit you. And she'll go back and tell her boyfriend or her husband, she said this about you, so I don't know how to manage. And he's going to be like, oh, she's a hater. And she's going to believe it. A pygmy is going to believe her partner over her best friend. A pick me will shame a woman for having high standards for herself. She's not going to have strong boundaries. She's not going to have strong expectations of other men. She's not going to even have expectations for herself. She just wants the end results. She wants the end result of a quote unquote happy relationship. When a woman has high standards for herself and for her partner, she's not going to just settle. She's not going to just take any person or any man that shows up with flowers. A pick me will be like, oh my God, he has flowers. He opens up the door. She's going to accept the bare minimum. Pick me women adjust their social behaviors for the male gaze. There are women that will not leave their homes if they don't have makeup on. They will make sure that they're not a priority, even in their own stories. A man is a completion of a pick me's story. A lot of pick me's are very codependent type of people to begin with because we're all capable of it. You know, we're all capable of having our own lifestyles the way that we see fit for ourselves. But some people don't know how to lean into it because they're so codependent that they need external validation. They're following a script where it's kind of like once you get the man, you get everything else that comes along with it. A lot of pick-me's are dangerous because they don't understand much about the femicide rate in their Disney bubble. And a lot of men don't care about pick-me's because it's easy access. They want a challenge. They want the baddies. They want the women that are taking care of business, even if they trash them every day on the internet. They don't care about the pick-me's that literally have nothing going on besides waiting to be picked and waiting for their turn. That's easy prey. They, like, think about it. If you can look at it in a predatory way, pick-me's are easy to pick from out of the group of all types of women. I don't want to be around women that only talk about relationships and romance and how to get a man and how to treat a man and how to baby a man, how to get a child out of a man. And I'm just like, girl, like, I worked with a girl like that and we ended up not being friends towards the end because, oh, you're one of those type of I'm sorry. I'm like, oh, you're one of those type of girls where it's like within like 6 months she's already talking about like her third guy, and I'm like, girl, like, give it a rest. Let your coochie breathe. Let your coochie breathe. Let your coochie breathe. Let your coochie breathe. That's it. That's all I wanted to talk about today was the pick me epidemic of women not knowing how to navigate their own existence without having to rely on the external validation of men. I'll see you guys in the next video and take care. Peace, love, and happiness. Bye.